Hello, and thank you for listening. This is ASM6, and I'll be talking about my project. So I'll just get into it. This is a galactic space shooter kind of thing. We can fly to the left, we can fly to the right, we can glide over there, glide up, glide down. We can shoot our laser, and take out the enemies here. All right, and you see this fun little effect there. So basically, we have a frame buffer, which describes the entire space. You're going to want to divide that by 4. Yeah, because essentially what you every time you move over to the so this corner here describes basically this number, and if you want to move over to the very next pixel, that would just subtract by 4, all the way down here to this corner to 0. So the first thing we do is I just load up the buffer. We initiate our input bit to check here, to get it ready to read. We read our control bit here. We see if we have an input. We check for the inputs that we want, and if we don't find one, we just start it over, go to the delay loop, which is a necessary delay to keep this going, or otherwise we jump into one of these else ifs. So this controls moving to the left. We just store here's where we currently are. Right here is where we currently are. We make that black. And where we're going, we make that the color we were, which is teal. So that way it just looks like we went. And by adding this little bit of delay, it kind of gives it a teleporting kind of look. And we just do the same thing for the other movement, and we call the up and bottom scene backgrounds. So that's what gives that that effect there. So we do the same exact thing for right. For space bar, which this is how we get the laser. We generate a random hexadecimal in the red hue, imply that, and we apply the delay here, which gives it like that ghostly laser kind of look. Then we basically, by painting over black at the end, we everything that we touch just goes into the ether. It becomes black, essentially. And the same thing for S, which is down, and W, which is up, except we by offset, instead of offsetting by 4 to the left, -4, +4, we're offsetting by 256 or -256. So here it would be a -256, and that would be a positive +256. And this is our delay. And this is what controls that main loop there. So then we get into what controls the enemies. This controls the enemies. Player BG here. This will print up by getting random locations in this specific zone, right? Like basically right here. They'll never go anywhere outside of this area, or maybe a little bit above or below, but not by much. We do that by dividing by 4, by shift right logical by 2, doing the same thing with 256 by the Y basically. We get a random number, multiply that by 4 to ensure that it is a multiple of 4. Otherwise, you will run into fetch address errors. And then here's this formula that I'm using to basically offset the display address in this region only by adding this X to that, and then by adding these to that. And then we generate the Easter palette, which if you notice, it's a little more pastel-ies and more Eastery colors. And then we just reload our T's, and then we just jump back by calling everything and resetting everything. And then background top starts the same way, save all our T's. Very short function here, because all it does essentially is it just takes each pixel and it colors it a different shade of blue. bottom does the same exact thing. Here's generate random color. This is a base function I use. I start by saving everything. I load in as the first argument into random, which is the highest, which is the upper bound. I just load 2 to the 24. Yeah, 2 to the 24, which is the highest 24-bit number I can get. Just gives me the biggest range of 24-bit numbers that I can get back randomly. Move that into T0. Use a mask here like we did with Sim 3 to get the control bits, except here I'm just getting RGB. I find this doesn't work too well. It gives me a lot of greens, so that's why I messed with it, and the only thing I did is I just changed the masks. This one gives me the Easter palette. This one gives me the ocean blues, just the blue hues, which makes sense because you see here we're extracting the blue bits basically. And then the laser, we focus on the red bits from blue. We focus on the red bits basically, and we extract nothing here. And then that's it. Thank you very much. I hope you have a wonderful evening. There is no like end to this. There is no end to this game. It just goes, and it just, the enemies do randomly spawn, but I can just we could just move around a little bit more just really quick. Just gives you an idea what's happening. You can go in there, nothing happens. It just looks kind of cool. Fly all the way down here. Go over here. And then so I think mostly it just gives an effect of like moving. It's also very water-like. I wanted to do something with a boat, maybe a ship game. So that's what I think I could do to improve on this. I can add statistics, like how many shots you fired, that would just be a counter, versus how many shots you landed. That would require actual hit detection. This isn't actual like hit detection, I don't think. But that's it. Thank you very much. I hope you have a wonderful day, and bye-bye.